This video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over a cruiser style e-bike from the company ACTBEST. And what this model is, this is the core model. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some specifications, then I'll go over the components starting back here at the back and just kind of like walk my way forward. Then I'll go to the ride test and kind of give you my final thoughts in the ride test of what I thought of this thing. Okay, so we'll start off with the rider height. So they're suggested is 5'4" to 6'5", and I'm right at 5'11", and I felt this seat was fine. You can take this seat out. It did scratch up a little bit and cut it down and make it even lower, and probably go a little lower on there, because what it's doing, it's butting up on these taps right here, and that's why you can't get this seat to go down. But I think the height recommendation is pretty, spot on this. The max weight they're saying is up to 350 pounds, which is, a lot of weight on this thing. And the entire weight of the bike is around about 60 pounds. As you see, it's not like a big e-bike. I consider this more like a cruiser style e-bike, maybe more like a medium size. So now on to the battery. So the battery is a removable battery. You just hit that key right there. You don't need the key to start it, by the way. You see that battery pops right out, and the battery, actually written on it here, the battery is a 36 volt 13 amp hour 468 watt hour battery, which will get you as far as like range. I found the range has been around about 30 to 40 miles, but they're claiming up to 50 miles, but that's in ideal conditions. So the motor back here, you can see right there, it's a 36 volt, 500 watt motor, and it peaks out at 750 watts of power coming out of this motor. And top speed, I've got speeds out of this. It ranges from 18 to 25, but they're claiming 22 in obviously ideal conditions. But you know what? We're never in ideal conditions, but 22 to 25 miles an hour is pretty adequate for a bike like this. Okay, now we'll go over the actual components of this thing. Number one, look at this cool rack. This rack came standard with this bike. I really like this rack. It's sturdy, and they've got it rated for 25 kgs on that rack, which is a lot of weight on there. It does have a tail light and a brake light, so they are powered by the battery. Very nice on that. Metal fenders on this thing, very nice, and the fenders go all the way around. Now, this was something interesting. The tire size, where's that tire size? They are CST tires, which anyone that knows CST means they're Maximus tires. The tires is a 26 by 1.75, and because it's got these thin tires, it gives it a really nice amount of speed and just good rolling resistance on there. It's a 7-speed adjustable tourney Shimano transmission here, you can see right there, and it's a good size. They do have a derailleur guard. I always like seeing a derailleur guard. Not only a derailleur guard, but they've got a chain guard. You don't see chain guards much. It kind of looks a little dorky, but you know what? I left it on there. Keeps your pants leg from getting, a little bit in the chain and all that. Pedals were nice. The pedals are metal. Big, nice, flat pedals. Very surprising how well the pedals was on that. Mechanical disc brakes, and it's 160 millimeter rotors on there. I'd like to see 180, but when I'm going through this bike, I want you guys to keep in mind, this is a very budget e-bike. If you're looking for a budget e-bike, this might be one of the best budget e-bikes I've ever seen. Mechanical disc brakes in the back, 160 millimeter rotors. You can see the cord management here. Not bad. I always like to see the cord management a little better, but you know what? That's not bad. The seat is adjustable. It's just adjustable with that lever right there. Looks nice. They have this nice kind of leather look on the hand grips and seat. I like the looks of the hand grips and seat. So the overall frame is a step through frame, which it makes it easy for getting in and out. And by the way, you can check the battery by holding that button down. See that light that comes on? That'll let you know how much battery's left in there. And then to charge it, you're going to charge it right there in that little cap. Up here at the handlebars are adjustable. I do always like seeing adjustable handlebars. You got a lot of adjustment right there. You can see right here, mine rusted a little bit, and that's just from condensation that got on those screws, so they're not 100% stainless, but you know what? That's totally fine with me. I'd almost take a Sharpie marker and just clean that up. Hand grips, I went on about the hand grips. They are like a faux leather, but they look really good. This is one of the coolest hand grips I've seen in a while. It's got 2 locking spots right there, so very nice that it's a locking hand grip. Brake levers were nice and comfortable. Nothing to complain about there. They are adjustable right here and right there. Once again, your Shimano thumb shifter was very easy in a nice spot. 1 through 7 speed, went nice. Has a bell. I always like a horn over a bell. This was, you know, they skimped out on this thing. This is the throttle. It is a right-hand throttle. Most of my e-bikes have been left-hand throttle here lately, but this one's a right-hand throttle. You want to be careful. I would guess you could break that pretty easy, but overall, it's lasted me 6 months, so I don't see a problem out of that. That seems to hold up just well. It does come with a headlight. You know, it's these 2 LED headlights. This headlight's adequate, but I always recommend getting a better headlight just to give you a little more kind of visibility and shine out there. It is a spring adjusted fork in the front. I think it works just fine. I didn't have any issues out of it. It does have lock on and off, easy to lock, so that was nice that you can do that. So moving up here to this display, to turn it on, you just hold down the button like that. When it does, the button comes, the power comes on. You got power, trip. It's 100%, so you got a percent. I always like seeing a percentage. I wish people would quit putting just little bars. And then if you want to go through, you got the odometer, you got average, and then your time. So you can go through several different functions there. And then the power, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 speed, and it doesn't start over. You got to go back down. This has a walk feature. Hold down that and watch. See, it'll start walking on you. So there you go. It does have a walk feature. And by the way, it has a decent kickstand that is adjustable right there. There's your headlight. Your headlight will pop on right there. You can see headlight is on and brake light is on. It's not flashing, but it is on. And then when you hit the brakes, it does get brighter. I don't know how well you can see it in the camera, but that gets brighter. Turn it off. You're going to hold that down. You can hold the plus and minus down and go into the units and change some things around if you want to go kilometers or miles per hour. Hit the power button. Your speed, I'm maxed out on speed. 41. You can go slower, you can go slow, you can go faster, you can go slower, but I max mine out, and I think that's 41 kilometers per hour, by the way. And then back to units, and then to go back, hold down the buttons again. Just so you know, there is an adjustment if you want to unlock it in there. But overall, just coming out of the package, I think it's fine just the way it is. As far as assembly on this thing, it was very simple. It was a seat, some handlebars, some pedals on this thing, and the front wheel. But the assembly went extremely well. So everybody, that's the quick walkthrough right there. Let me go ahead. Let's click over to some ride tests, and then I'll give you a little bit of ride test and my final thoughts of what I thought about this thing. But yeah, let's do that now. Let's use it as a bike. The thing about having these thin tires, it rolls really smooth, unlike a fat tire bike. All right, I'm thinking just as a normal bike, I can get this thing to almost 20 miles an hour. Try this. I love the position of the shifter, how you can just easily hit it with a thumb there. We'll come to a complete stop here. So we're in 0. Let's go up to 1. And here's the thing, everybody, the throttle goes also in line with whatever like mode you're in. So see, I'm in 1. Right there is about as fast as 1's gonna go. Looks like they're still doing a little bit of hurricane cleanup up here. Let me get around these guys. So in mode 1, I think you're capped out at about 11 or 12. Now we are on this incline here. From what I see, there's not much difference between 1 and 2. Let's get down here on the main road. Let's go all the way to gear 7. By the way, this is a 7-speed. I went through all the gears here. I'm gonna say 15 on mode 3. C2 didn't really seem to do much of anything. Number 4. So we're in mode 4. I would say between 17 and 19 in mode 4. You can see the power right there. Let's go ahead and hit it up to 5. So gear 5, this is all the beans. Right there, 27 kilometers. You know, this little motor on this thing is decently powerful for what it is. 500 watt motor seems to push this pretty easy. See that? I am going on an incline pretty steep, and that's holding it well. Okay, so we're still in gear 5. Let's do throttle only. Full throttle, all she's got on the throttle. 20, 21, 23. About 185 right now, so 185. We're on a slight incline. You know, that's not bad. I think you can hit 23, 25 on throttle only. So it's safe to say, and the brakes work fairly well. Look at that, everybody. It's safe to say that this thing will easily hit 25 on about all occasions, whether it's throttle only or pedaling. I felt I started ghost pedaling at around about 25. The overall look of the bike is more of a kind of cruiser style bike. There is adjustments here. I would lower those handlebars down a little bit more, give me a little more kind of reach on there. Headlights seem to work. Everything seemed to work on this thing perfectly. Let's try it with no load. So no load on it. Yeah, see, 23, and it actually carried me at 23. And by the way, now it's in cruise control. So you see it's in cruise control when you hold that down for a few seconds. Everybody, I think this is a great option for anyone that just wants to get an affordable kind of a cruiser style e-bike that is more of a cruiser than a mountain bike. This is great for beach cruising around campus, or like me, just kind of like going quick trips down to the store, something like that. I recommend the ACTBEST for anyone that just wants to get an affordable, smaller type e-bike that can kind of do it all. So yeah, there it is, everybody. That's all I got today on the, you know, the ACTBEST. See you all in the next video.